Made possible by viewers who subscribe. We test, chart, and compare so your wallet wins. Hit subscribe to keep them coming.
Torn between the Sony FE24-70mm f/2.8 GM2 and the Nikon AFS 50mm f/1.4G? It's the age-old zoom versus prime debate, but which one deserves a spot in your camera bag? That Sony 24-70mm is tempting, right? A constant f/2.8 across the zoom range is a huge plus. Think of the consistent exposure and beautiful bokeh. It's a G Master lens, so you know the image quality is top-notch.
True, but the Nikon 50mm prime is so much smaller and lighter. At just under 10 ounces, it's something you could easily carry all day. Is the Sony a brick?
Well, at 1.5 pounds, the Sony has some heft, but it's the lightest 24-70mm f/2.8 zoom in its class. And you're getting a huge range of focal lengths. Think about the convenience of going from wide-angle landscapes to portraits with a twist of the wrist.
Point taken. But that Nikon super-wide f/1.4 aperture lets in time so much light. What kind of advantage does that give you in dimly lit situations?
Okay, let's break down the key differences. The Sony is all about versatility and speed. Need a group shot at 24mm? Done. Want to zoom to 70mm for a headshot with a blurred background? Easy. Plus, with those 4XD linear motors, the autofocus is incredibly fast and accurate, even at 30 frames per second with compatible bodies.
The Nikon, on the other hand, is a low-light champion. That f/1.4 aperture gives you amazing subject isolation and lets you shoot in situations where the Sony might struggle. But being locked at 50mm, is that too restrictive for some photographers? It boils down to your shooting style and what you photograph most.
Exactly. The Sony gives you incredible flexibility. You're paying around $1,830 for a renewed model, but you're getting the ability to adapt to almost any shooting scenario without changing lenses. Perfect for event photography or travel.
But here's the kicker. The Nikon is significantly cheaper, around $250 renewed. It encourages you to move around and find creative compositions, and the image quality, especially the sharpness and bokeh, is fantastic for the price.
So if you prioritize versatility, fast autofocus, and having a lens that can handle almost anything, the Sony Zoom is a fantastic option, especially if you shoot both stills and video.
However, if you're on a tighter budget and crave that beautiful, shallow depth of field and exceptional low-light performance, the Nikon Prime is a great choice. Both are excellent lenses. It really comes down to your individual needs and preferences.
Don't miss out on our next in-depth review to help you make smarter purchasing decisions. Hit that subscribe